Amber was the kind of woman who turned heads wherever she went. Tall, curvy, and radiant, her golden blonde hair cascaded down her back like sunlight, and her smile held a warmth that could melt even the coldest heart. She had a southern charm that was impossible to resist. Her laughter was sweet like honey, and her Georgia accent made every word sound like a song. Joe, on the other hand, was the epitome of a New York guy, confident, driven, and passionate. As a soccer player, he was used to the spotlight, but nothing compared to the way he felt when he first laid eyes on Amber. She was at a friend's party in Atlanta wearing a flowing sundress that hugged her curves perfectly. Joe, visiting Georgia for a soccer tournament, couldn't take his eyes off her. When their gazes met across the room, it felt like the world stopped spinning. Their first conversation was effortless. Joe's New York charm mixed with Amber's southern grace created a chemistry that was undeniable. He teased her about her accent, and she playfully fired back, calling him a city boy who probably didn't know the first thing about country living. But beneath the banter, there was an instant connection, a spark that neither of them could ignore. Their love story was a whirlwind of passion and tenderness. Joe was completely smitten with Amber, and he wasn't afraid to show it. He'd pull her into his arms in the middle of a crowded room, whispering how beautiful she was in her ear. Amber, in turn, loved the way Joe's hands always found hers, how he'd brush her hair out of her face or trace his fingers along her jawline when they kissed. One evening after a soccer game, Joe surprised Amber by taking her to a quiet spot outside the city. He spread a blanket on the grass and pointed out constellations, just like he used to do back home in New York. Amber rested her head on his chest, listening to the steady rhythm of his heartbeat as he told her stories about the stars. "You're my favorite constellation," he whispered, pressing a soft kiss to her forehead. Amber loved showing Joe off too. When they went out, she'd wear his soccer jersey over her jeans, and he'd proudly introduce her to his teammates as the most beautiful woman in the world. They were inseparable, their love evident in every touch, every glance, every shared smile. One weekend, Joe took Amber to New York to meet his family. They walked through Central Park, hand in hand, with Joe pointing out all his favorite spots. Amber marveled at the city's energy, but what she loved most was the way Joe looked at her, like she was the only person in the world. That night on the rooftop of his apartment building, Joe pulled her close under the stars. "I never believed in love at first sight," he said, his voice soft but sure. "But then I met you." Amber smiled, her heart swelling with love. "You're my northern star, Joe. No matter where I am, you'll always guide me home." Their love was a beautiful blend of southern warmth and northern passion, a love that was as deep as the ocean and as bright as the stars.